and welcome to NDTV Auto. Today I have with me Audi India head Balbir Singh. Balbir, thank you so much for joining us today. First of all, happy Diwali to you. First question, of course, we are in the middle of festive season. So how's the festive season going, especially in luxury segment? And if you can tell us how the EV segment has also performed in the festive season.
So first of all, thank you very much for having me, and happy Diwali to you and all the viewers. A very anticipated festive season that we are in now, and I can tell you, this month has been exceptionally good. If I look at all our customer walk-ins, they have improved. Customer tell-ins, they have improved, and we are trending at about 40% better bookings as compared to last month. So first 9 months have been a different story. But I think with getting into the festive season, it's quite positive. So there is a lot of positive momentum. Our sales team across the countries are very happy to see the customers in their showrooms. And yesterday was one of the big days for us to deliver a lot of cars. And some of our team members across the country have been traveling, and our dealerships, some of them have been delivering the car right very early from the morning, 7:30 onwards, till late in the night yesterday. So, of course, these days don't come every day, but whenever they come, they are really happy moments.
So I must tell my viewers that today is Choti Diwali when we are talking to Balbir, but by the time we will process this video, it will be a couple of days from today. That's why Balbir is talking about Dhanteras, and Dhanteras is one very big day for all of India. Balbir, when we started the year, everybody was a little apprehensive, especially if you consider the financial year, which starts from March onwards, because we were in elections. The summer was too hot this year, exceptionally hot. So, and then monsoon was also very extended. So with weather vagaries and election, the sales were kind of muted. So has the festive season changed the mood? Do you think that there is a dramatic shift in demand scenario, especially in luxury segment?
Well, you're right. When we started this year, now I talk of, let's say, calendar year, we were anticipating in general that, the industry would continue to grow and grow double digit, but we were anticipating that double digit could be a low double digit, because we are coming out of last 2 years where the growth was quite high, close to last 2 years, the growth has been more than 20% and as high as even 30%. So we were thinking that the growth will continue, but a little bit muted. Let's say the growth will be in the range of 10-12%. But if I see the first 9 months overall industry numbers, I think the industry remained for the luxury space close to what it was the last year, first 9 months calendar year. So industry is flat by and large. That's the sense that I get. Of course, like I mentioned, the growth over last month has been almost 40%. So we do see this quarter to be strong quarters. But of course, this 1 quarter growth cannot give a high growth over a 12-month period. So in general, I think maybe when we end up this year, maybe we'll touch about 50,000 cars this year in luxury space, which was 48,500 last year. So there is a growth, but the growth has muted a little bit. You also see that now the Q3, or let's say financial year Q2 results for most of the companies are coming out as well. And there also you see a little bit of a mix. Some companies are doing good. Some companies have seen a little bit muted growth, and all the factors that you've mentioned in the last few months have played their part. So I think in general sense, I would say the industry continues to grow for us in the luxury space, but the growth is slower now. And I only hope that this continues like we see this month, and I hope this quarter remains strong in the coming years. So medium to long-term fundamentals are strong, so there is no doubt about it. It's only in between, like you said, election year, then all the other factors came into play. So a little bit of a slowness we did see, and I hope it fades out soon, the slowness, and we go back to our strong growth path.
And what about EV segment? How is that performing, luxury EV segment?
Well, in overall, my sense is that, between 5 to 6% is where the EVs are being sold right now. But there is where you have to keep in mind that, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. We have to be consistently bringing new products. And let's say in most of the EV space, it has been a top-down strategy. Most of the organization or companies have brought in their top-end products, because initially we are bringing in the cars which are fully FPUs and you pay full import duties, so the cars are expensive. We are not yet all representing the whole of automotive industry in the luxury space with all the EVs today. There are only few models being made by all the organizations. So I think going forward, as we have more models and different price points, the penetration will grow. But like I said, it is an effort of three stakeholders or four stakeholders. One is sitting at the top of the pyramid, which is customers. Then it is the automotive manufacturers. Then it is the charging infrastructure, and then the government. All of us put together need to put efforts together to make this a success. As of now, we are in a very primitive phase, so we're just investing, we are pushing as much as we can, but we need more space, we need more time, next couple of years, where we continue to push this topic from all the sides. Support from the governments, support from the state government, central governments, for whatever tax benefits that are given, they continued for a long time. And of course, we also need to play our part then in infrastructure, and of course, at the end of the day, we need customers to buy these cars. So I think we need to continue to push this topic. We are at about 6%.
Okay. What is the trend that you're seeing in luxury EV buying? Are there people who are coming to the showrooms with an intention of buying ICE and then deciding on EV, or do they come with their thought made up that, we will go for EV this time round?
I
Is the
think
conversion happening between ICE and EV?
so. My sense is that our customers today, when they come to our showrooms, a fair bit of research has already happened. The starting of the research happens through friends, families, where you firstly decide to buy luxury cars, eventually go to the net and search whatever you need to buy. So the decisions are mostly taken before you enter the showroom. When you enter the showroom, you get the luxury experience. You take a test drive, you pick and choose the color, smell the leather inside. All those things happen in the showrooms, and then conversations with our sales partners across the country. So that is something that happens in the showrooms. But by and large, the decisions are taken. Of course, it's our endeavor that we share with all our prospective buyers. What are the positive of EVs? What is that they're bringing to the environment, the running cost as well. In fact, keeping in mind that still our customers, let's say, are not the one who are always talking about refilling the car and the cost of refilling, but still the cost of ownership, the cost of running, the resale values, all these things are playing the role. And for us, it is it's important that we also share with them what we have invested in our, let's say, digital platforms, where you can, from My Audi application, you can find all the charges, you can pay through it. What we've invested in our workshop, where we have, there's special air-conditioned workshops that we've built for the EVs. There is an ecosystem. The people have been trained. So we tell all our customers so that all the apprehensions are broken. So that is something which we continue to do at our dealerships. But yeah, like I said, we are in the very, very early stages. We need to be patient with, it's a complete change of technology, and it takes time. And we need to continue to be positive about it. That's very important.
So, you mentioned that 5% is what industry, 5% of the total sales is EVs. What is your percentage in the total sales, EV percentage in total sales?
So when I say 5%, I meant the luxury space. That is where it's between 5 to 6. And for us, it is about 3%, because the cars that we sell are all above 1.2 crores. We don't have cars at this point in time which are addressing various price points. So that is, we are only addressing a very, very limited segment at present. But yeah, like I said, as we move on, this will only grow.
This year was exceptional. One of the first drives when I came to NDTV Auto that I went for was the Q6 e-tron. And, it's a very interesting product. It's on completely new platform. It is expected to come to India. When can we see it in India? And what kind of expectations would you have from a product like that, which is completely born electric?
No, absolutely. So there is a lot of anticipation of that product. We are still working on with our headquarters to give us that particular model. We recently had a chance to drive that car, we along with our dealer partner. So we're super excited about the product. Like you said, it's a new platform. It brings in all the latest offerings from Audi, but globally, also all the technology that car brings in. So we're quite positive about it. Let's see. I'm not able to tell you the time right now when it comes, but we are working very hard with the headquarters to find the right space and also some production slots for us.
Okay. You recently launched the Q8 facelift just during the festive season almost. How's the response to that been?
Well, this has been one of my favorite cars as well. But all our customers so far have been really loving this car, and whatever production slots we've got from headquarters, because this is a fully built unit that comes from Audi AG, they're all sold out. So there is a fair bit of a waiting between 1 to 3 months for customers. Some of the cars that are coming and going, and if you want some specific colors, there is some waiting period as well. So quite positive, and it just came at the right time when the industry is also picked up. So I think everything is coming at the right time for this product. So we are extremely happy that what we have is moving well.
Now, I want to understand there was some discounting in the market just before the festive season. How has the discounting been during the festive season?
Well, in general, discounting on certain products, it's part of the play. Depending upon what kind of supply chain is available in the luxury space, there are various programs that are being run by various manufacturers. What I can talk about is only what we are doing. So very recently, we've achieved a milestone of 100,000 Audis in India. So to celebrate those 100,000 Audis in India, we have launched a 100 days program where we are offering to our customers special incentives on if they want to buy service packages, if they want to buy accessories from us, merchandise from us, or comprehensive service packages. So we are offering between 10 to 20% discount to our customers. We have very special programs for our existing customers, because every fourth car that we sell in India is being sold to our existing customers. So we have a very, very strong loyalty program. We have a very strong corporate program that are running at present. So all this, or special finance schemes. We have special programs in our Audi Approved Plus pre-owned cars program. That vertical by itself is selling, sometimes competing in terms of numbers with our new car sales. So
Yeah.
these are some programs that we continue to run, because in a normal routine business, this is part of our play. That from time to time we come up with some creative ideas where we try to bring in attention from prospective buyer to get them to our showrooms and then eventually decide to buy.
From here on, let's talk about going forward, what's going to happen. One of the big barometer of mood and demand is also stock market. And we have seen that the stock market has seen a tremendous run up over the last maybe years. But now it seems like a little bit in a tired zone. Do you think that will impact the luxury segment buyers' mood?
Well, I by myself also invest in stock markets a little bit. So my sense is this is a correction which is mostly the time correction, not the price correction, and it is a kind of a due correction. So I think in general, people who have been into stock markets, they have seen all ups and downs. And most of our segment of customers, they are very mature investors in the stock market. So I think these corrections are also opportunity to buy something new and to do some reshuffle in your portfolio. So I think in general there has been no tanking of the market. So it's only the time correction that you've seen last couple of months. So I generally would believe that this positive sense that we have, where FIIs are moving, but Indian investors are investing. So for me it is positive, and I think more investors coming into the market will, in general, bring in positivity. You see so many IPOs that are coming by. That means that these organizations are getting money from the market to reinvest in the businesses. So for me, it's a positive cycle that is coming with these many IPOs that we've not seen in last so many years. So I think let's look at half glass full, not half glass empty. And for me, that gives me a positivity that we will continue to do well.
And also prices, commodity prices also have seen a little bit of an uptick. What is your expectation in terms of pricing of products, and also how is the tension in Middle East region impacting business right now?
Well, in general, I would say we had quite a challenging first half of this year where our supply chain was quite difficult, and then we haven't had sufficient cars, so we had honestly a degrowth in our first 6 months of this year, though the industry was flat, so we were degrowing. But I think in general, the supply chains is not a major issue right now. In terms of commodity prices, of late, I think we've been able to maintain our prices. We have not taken major changes. We did a small change somewhere in August, sorry, in the month of May, and potentially we might take a little bit of a price step from January, because in general we are a high inflation country, let's say 5% inflation country, and then a little bit of price increase we take every year. That is usual to take care of the inflationary pressures that we have. But in general, I think supply chains are set. There were challenges, but in general, at this point in time, we don't face any major issues.
Okay, now one product that's coming very soon is, I believe, the Q6,
The Q7, what we are
Q7.
about to launch
Yeah, yeah.
is
Sorry,
the new,
Q7. The Q6 we just spoke about, Q7. So,
yeah.
what are your expectations from Q7? And do you think it would have been better if you had launched it before festive season?
Well, normally when we tend to launch the products, we always, in our business, give some space between two product launches. So we just launched the Q8, and like a top-down strategy, we start with Q8 and then we go to the Q7. Q7 has been one of our, let's say, strong portfolio of Qs, which customers have loved all these years over the time, last 15 years that we've been selling this model in India. Really, really looking forward. Yeah, I think 26th of next month is when we intend to launch this vehicle. And of course, whenever we launch, there is always a lot of buzz. There is a lot of this positivity. A lot of customers are waiting for that car to come in and to upgrade their existing models, but also bring in first-time buyers for us. So very, very positive. That has been one of our strongest models.
Balbir, the competition, your main competitors, Mercedes, has been very aggressive with launches. They are almost launching 14 products this year. BMW has also launched many products, including their 5 Series, and Mercedes launched the E-Class long wheelbase. Do you think Audi India, for maybe not Indian reasons, but global reasons, is not launching as many products, and maybe that's something that is impacting your business?
Well, of course, I wish all our competitors well, and the more the merrier. The more models come to the country, the better it is for us. Every organization or every brand has their own product cycles, so everybody goes through different cycles. What we've done this year is we've launched 5 products already, and we're going to launch the Q7 soon. Our intention is to bring as many products as we can, but you have to also keep in mind that uh, I'm just taking a little bigger picture now. The luxury space in India is, let's say, 50,000 cars, which is just about little over 1% of the overall car market in India. And within those 50,000 the cars that are being sold, probably there are 100 models being sold. So when you have so many, you can divide now 50,000 by 100. How many cars per model? It comes out to be 500. So you need to have certain threshold volumes to be successful in the country, because even if you sell one car, you have to service that car through its life cycle. You need to give training to people. You need to have spare parts availability, because all the customer wants the cars to be serviced well on time. You have to invest in everything. So it is important that we sell the cars, but we sell with certain volume. So everybody has their own ways of approaching it. You also remember from 2020 onwards, we moved from diesel plus petrol strategy to petrol and electric strategy. So we are refining the portfolio, keeping in mind to make it as simple as we can. because at the end of the day, we need to also continue to focus on longevity of this product's availability in the country, and then continue to bring in as many FBO model as we can. And that is our strategy, which will continue. So you will see, a lot of launches also coming from our side going forward.
But is it a conscious decision to focus on SUVs and sedans have pretty much taken a backseat?
Well, there is a little bit of a shift that we do see. Till, let's say, until last year, or let's say the year before, the percentage of SUVs and sedans was almost equal in the luxury space. But what we see this year already is that we've crossed already 60% to be SUVs, and 40%, little less than 40% is sedans. So sedans still are playing a large role, because many of our customers want to sit at the back. They may feel much more comfortable in a sedan when they're sitting at the back. So it still represents a large portion of the segment. So our focus will continue to remain on this segment, but there's no doubt that SUVs are taking a precedence. SUVs are, and our portfolio also, if we see, we have more SUVs today than sedans, which is fact of life. So we have to we have to also be aligned with our customer needs. So what we are also trying to bring in this new body types. We are only talking about SUVs and sedans, but we also have Sportback, which for the first time we tried with the e-tron, and now we also have extended it to Q3. And it's very encouraging results that we see, where the customers are also accepting the new body style, which is also positive. So it is not just two body types, and of course we're not even talking about the sports cars, which is on top, but we also have now these sport backs. So this is a third body type which is also available.
You spoke about this 50,000 roughly market in India, luxury segment market in India. And I've seen that number for many years now, that it has hovered around this 50,000 mark. What is your assessment of Indian luxury market? When are we going to break away and really have a good, in terms of whole volume, the whole size of the market increasing? Do you think that inflection point has come yet, or do you think that's still some time away?
No way. It has already come. It is still some time away. I believe, the whole ecosystem. If you look at the demographic of our country, we are a young country. That means we are very aspirational. We are wanting to work hard, but also working hard, and making decent money, and also enjoying life. Also investing, and buying a car is a very emotional decision in the family. I think after home, the next big decision for the family is always car, and which car. So all of this infrastructure has improved drastically, and it continuing to improve. So we are also seeing fantastic cars and fantastic roads to drive these cars upon. So I think as far as ingredients are concerned, everything is in place. But you have to also keep in mind that in a life cycle, an individual buys 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. Every 3, 4 years you try and replace your car and buy the next level of cars. But when it comes to a luxury space, between luxury and non-luxury, the gap is huge. Primarily because of the reasons. I don't need to repeat them. It could be because of the taxation structure that we have, the registration cost of the car, the ownership cost. Same cars are available at a very reasonable price if you go just outside India, close by countries, or anywhere else in the world. So there is always a price to any product. So if let's say tomorrow we are able to sell this car at a little more reasonable price, we always broaden the base, and we will be able to sell. So I believe at some point in time, we will break out of this, and even if we become 2% or 3% of the market, this will double or triple the market for us. So as of now, it still remains to be suppressed. I hope one day in the near future, we are able to see that growth happening as well.
Now, my next question is, how does your headquarters see India as a business? I know every time I speak to anybody from outside of the country, they all say they're very positive about India. There's good potential, but actually on ground is stuck to 50,000 product mark for a long time now. So how does Germany see India, and how are they deciding their investment strategy for India?
Well, that, I mean, actually you've answered your question already by mentioning some of the topics. So it's a fact. If we have to be relevant in a massive way for the headquarters, we also need to show as a country that we are also growing, which we are, but not in the luxury space, not in the luxury space for the cars. That needs to grow because normally whenever we do a planning with a headquarter, it is not for today, tomorrow, or next 1 year. All those investments, if they need to be, they're done and dusted. What we talk about when we talk to the headquarters is primarily medium to long term. What should be next 3 years? What should be next 5 years? So you're right. The industry has not grown. Pre-pandemic, already we crossed 40,000, and next year probably, or this year probably cross 50,000. So last 4 5 years it has remained there, except for the pandemic year. So you're absolutely right. This is definitely a question always when we talk to headquarters, that why is that we are stuck with only 50,000? Why is that we are not growing? So we always tell them, look at the overall industry growing. Everything is growing in the country. Per capita income is growing. Everything is infra is growing. We are going to become third largest economy in the world. So all of these things growing, but the luxury segment is not growing, because you also need to keep in mind that the segment that we need to address is probably people who are earning 35, 40, 50,000 per annum, their annual income, not the per capita income. So that segment needs to grow. But yes, you're right. This is one of the challenges that we, as a country, in terms of luxury space, have still remained very small. I
But
hope.
does that mean are you able to convince Germany and plan to localize more in India, because that brings down some of the cost that you have to incur?
Of course, it's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing thing. It is not a one-time investment. We have invested, our plants in India. We have, within Volkswagen Group, we also have other brands. So we have manufacturing facilities. We have capacities already built up, which we can utilize for next many years, unless we double or triple our industry, where we need to invest more. So I think we already are invested. We have already made our commitments to India market, and we are waiting. If I have to say, waiting patiently to grow, for the industry to grow.
I hope your patience bears fruit very soon. Thank you so much, Balbir, for taking time out today, and happy Diwali to you again.
Thank you so much. It is always a pleasure. Happy
Same
Diwali
here.
to you
Thank
and all the viewers.